Someday soon, I'm gonna make it. Yeah, all hard work's gonna be worth it. Ooh, everyone who didn't believe it, they don't know.
Hello, I am Rebecca Fleetwood Hession, host of the Badass Women's Council podcast, and I am so glad that you're here. Y'all, it's coming, the new year. And guess what? It's not just a new year, it's a new decade. And for someone that just gets absolutely geeked out about what I refer to as planning season, which is the week between Christmas and New Year's, this deserves special treatment. So I've created an amazing PDF download for you to step-by-step walk through some exercises to help you dream the decade. And I've asked a few of our podcast guests over the last few weeks to give us a little taste of what it means to look out upon this decade for them. So I'll be sharing those throughout the week. Here we go. Shauna, guess what?
What?
It's not just a new year, it's a new decade.
I know. Daunting and exciting at the same time.
Exactly. So I want to highlight that. I think it needs some attention, some intentionality.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I want to help people do is not just think about dreaming the decade ahead, but in the way that we do that, it's important that we glance over our shoulder a bit and celebrate how much we've accomplished or how different we are or what we've survived or what we've been able to do in the last decade. I think that gives it context. So when you think, maybe glance over your shoulder or maybe look ahead to the next 10 years, what's on your mind about that?
I think it's so important what you just said about being able to recognize achievements, recognize things we have done and the progress we have made. And I think looking to it as momentum, because I think a lot of times when we're looking at the year ahead or the decade ahead, it can feel, again, daunting, because if we're thinking of it as we're back on our heels and we're starting from scratch and, we're like, sort of in the starting blocks type thing. I'm always good for a sports reference.
I like it.
It feels really daunting when we're not thinking about, actually, I have some momentum. So, if I look back at even in the past several years, when my husband and I moved out to Colorado, and how new it was, but, and it was when it was new to working remotely, but now it's 4.5 years later, and the momentum and the story that I'm able to share, or when I started my coaching business a couple of years ago, and now it's the story and the momentum that I have, and it's more of looking at how do I carry those things forward and allowing myself to dream. I have a dear friend who I met in my early 20s, and he was a bit older and much more successful than I was at the time. And I remember sitting in his car and we were driving along, and he said, "I want you to dream, and I want you to dare to dream." And it was less again about like, I want to be exactly one thing, but a dream about possibility and allow myself to be open. And so I think more of the mindset of momentum, open mind, understanding that it's a part of a journey, and saying yes to opportunity. That to me sets my mind up in to dream and to carry forward without putting walls up and saying I have to be a certain thing or I have to achieve a certain thing by a certain age. Because I think then that's where the daunting stuff comes in for me.
Yeah, that's more striving than thriving. And when you told that story about that gentleman saying that to you, I got emotional. Like I kind of
I do a little bit as well.
But I think that's the point. When we give each other permission to dream, we ask ourselves and others to go to a place where there's deeper feeling and more emotion. And it's not just the task and the calendar of the week or the day or even the goals for the year. It's zoom out and dream a little. Just see what bubbles up when you do that.
Absolutely. And have that mindset in the right place, because that's the thing that allows you to keep moving forward. That's the thing that allows you to continue to be adaptable, and understand that there's going to be highs and lows along the way in that 10 years, thriving zone. And you're going to take a right turn sometimes when and then you're going to take a left turn. So it doesn't have to look in specifically in a certain way in order to still be achieving and dreaming and setting your next 10 years up for thriving.
Yeah. And you care a lot about that idea of being adaptable and being
Yeah.
able to kind of take those opportunities as they come, whether it's a right turn or a left turn.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Feeling get up 'cause I'm not giving up on my dreams.